Hello and welcome to the Jers TV for today's preview. It is Rangers versus Braga in the Europa League. It is all or nothing for us. It's an absolute must win, and I'm delighted to be joined by Gordy. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, excited. Yourself?
Yeah. Normally I'd be nervous, but I'm not because it's one of those free hits. It's like if you don't win, then obviously we're not going to go through. But it's not down to Danny Rule or the new people coming that are going to be coming in the door. It's all down to Russell Martin getting us off to a dreadful start and the signings that Kevin Dale and Patrick Stewart made. So it's a free hit, really. We'll see what happens. But before we start, shall we talk about the team? We've got the team up here. So we've got Jack Butland in goal, James Tavernier right back, Giga Fernandez in the centre. Then we've got Aarons at left back, I presume. Then we've got Diamande, Raskin, and Barron as a midfield three. And then Danilo, Gassama, and Schmitti. So I'm guessing Danilo's going to be on the right-hand side, do you reckon? Because it doesn't look like we're playing with the three at the back. So it looks like a 4-3-3. What do you think of the squad?
Yeah, I mean, it reflects the fact that it's do or die and it's a free hit. Really worried about the defence, to be perfectly honest. That defence scares me, if I'm being truthful. I don't really recognise any of them as good natural defenders.
No.
Tav, I like Tav. I know he gets stick. He's better going forward. He's not a natural right back. Giga, not seen anything. I don't. People were raving about it at the start of the season. Didn't see anything in it. Still don't. And also Fernandez. Yeah, he's more of a project player. And Aarons hasn't exactly. I mean, Aaron's contribution to a European campaign this season, getting sent off from Bruges. So, don't be pessimistic, but I think we'll score tonight. Well, saying that the strikers, maybe not the strikers.
I was going to say, don't know who's scoring, mate, but it's definitely not going to be Schmitti.
As my Dino Grandpa used to say, when you're struggling to score, if I need to go get my boots on, I will.
Yeah, I know. I mean, surely we couldn't do any worse than he's doing right now. I think for me, the biggest surprise really is Max Aarons coming in from Magoma. I thought Magoma would still be a shoo-in because we've all seen how Aarons plays on the left side of a back four, and it's not pretty. He's not been doing well in Europe, especially after that sending off against Bruges. So, but I mean, that was under a different regime, I guess. So he's trying to give him a chance, but. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a bit of an odd one. But again, you look at the centre backs. There's not really much else that we can do at the minute because obviously the injuries to Cornelius. But I hope we can use Fernandez's height. We saw what it could do at the weekend, and I think we need to make more use of it because if you're looking at where we are right now, if this was last season, for example, I would expect us to be on the front foot in a game like this. But where we are right now, it's trying to probably. Not concede and try and nick a goal from a set piece now that we've brought the set piece coach in. So I feel like it could potentially play a big part in today's game. And then we've got the midfield three. I quite like the midfield three in Raskin, Barron and Diamande because as long as we see more from Diamande, I feel like Diamande's had a bit of an off season, but I like the energy in that midfield three, and I feel like it worked last season. I feel like it's definitely Raskin and Barron have to play together in Europe. I feel like their energy and their ability to win the ball is what's needed in these games, But then you get to the front three, and I think it's going to be tough because Schmitti will play down the middle, so he's going to need to hold the ball up. And I don't know. I just, I knew he was going to start today after the comments that Danny Rule made. That obviously he had a word with him, and it was his best training session, etc., etc. But we've heard it all before. To be honest, I feel like we're still going to see the same old Schmitti. He's going to, potentially hold the ball up a couple of times. But is he gonna score as a goal? Probably not. He's had a couple of opportunities in Europe, and he's not taking them. And that I feel like that's an area we have to strengthen in January because, I really can't see him working at the club. And to be fair, I'm pretty gutted that Miovski's not playing because you saw again what he can do if the space in behind to play the ball into, like there was against Livy for that goal that we scored the second goal. So I kind of want to see Miovski play in these games and sort of turn the defense and get Miovski running in behind, because you're not going to get that really from Shimiti. He's going to want the ball to feet. But yeah, thoughts on the striker situation? Do you feel like we're going to get a few goals today, or?
No. I've been saying it all season, and it's really, really bad to say. But the situation is that our strikers have 46 games between them, and we've got a total of 6 goals. I think they're better than what they're showing. I really do. So I hope they do. I want to see them succeed. I think Danilo's got a decent pedigree. He's played in decent leagues. He has scored goals. Sharmiti, I said in the show on Tuesday night, I think he has to go out on loan to a lower level league and bag in goals for 6 months.
Yeah,
if he can. Miovski is probably our best finisher, our best poacher, but he's not featuring, not starting. But I'm starting to think that, but then on Tuesday night, in the last week or so, I've started to realise that, I've not really rated their attacking midfielders this season. And, and Gassam aren't setting up chances either. So we can't really pin the blame on all the strikers. Because they're not. I can remember Asgard setting up 1 goal this season, and almost Christmas.
I know.
Gassam scored a few. I can't remember him setting up. He scored a few, which is great. I can't remember him really setting up many himself. And Diomande as well. Like I've yet to see Diomande have a good game. I know he had a good second half against Livingston when he got a goal, but it was absolute dire in the first half. So the players are playing within themselves at the moment. So it would be great to see. It's great to see them just get some goals. That's what we're missing. We're just missing the midfielders and the attacking clicking as a partnership. And if we can get that right, then we'll do well, because they're good players.
Yeah, they must be better than what they're showing for us right now. But I kind of wish Lyle Cameron would play more. I feel like he's someone that could really link the midfield and the attack and create a chance or two, or someone that can at least make those runs that Scotty Arfield used to make, those late driving runs into the box. You saw it against for the goal, who was away in Pilsen, was it? Where he's making that dart into the box and getting on the end of things. So that's what I feel like we're missing. You don't get that from an Asgard. I know he's not starting today, but you don't get those type of runs from him, and I feel like we need that in the midfield 3. And Ant-Man as well. I kind of want to see him get, and I know you've got to earn the right to play, yeah. But I kind of want to see him, especially in these type of games where he's starting. So you've got Ant-Man. If it was me, I would like to see, especially against a team where there's going to be spacing behind, for Gassama, Miovski, and Ant-Man to play together. You've got a midfield combative midfield 3 of like a Baron, Raskin, and Diomande that can try and win the ball. And as soon as they win the ball, it's trying to play those through balls in behind. I don't want to see all of this playing off of Shimiti, because 9 times out of 10 he's going to lose the ball in the middle of the pitch, and then we're going to be on the back foot again. So I would like to see us in these type of games utilize the pace more of the likes of an Ant-Man, because Danilo's not got that pace. If you're playing him on the right, I feel like they know they can push up on that side of the pitch, especially because they know there's nothing coming in behind. That's my only worry in these type of games. I really want to see us utilize the pace more. Yeah. But are you confident that we can get a result today? Because we have to get a result. We absolutely have to get a result, because we're bottom of the table, 0 points out of 4. Last season, I think 12 points was cut off. There was, it was goal difference as to whether you're going to go through or not on 12 points, if I'm not mistaken. So we have to win every single game now in Europa League if we want to play European football from February onwards. Confident?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I wouldn't say I was confident, no. I hope for a result. It's 50-50. I mean, we look at that team, I think on paper we've got a team that can win. I just worry about the defence. I just really, really do. I think, our midfield is the strongest part of the team for me. We've got, it's going to sound awful to say, and I hate to say it, half an hour before a game, but we've got attackers that can't attack and defenders that can't defend. And it's horrible. I say it every week. I'm actually boring myself with it. But there's got to be one game. There's probably been one game this season where we've clicked as a unit, and for the 90 minutes. I hope it's tonight. I really do. And it would just with Thelwell and Stewart leaving, and the atmosphere hopefully going to be great again. I think it would give a good boost, especially going to get a hard run of games, or not a lot, maybe not so much hard, but a long run of games. And it's good to get some prize money as well, and it takes us off the bottom of the table.
I know. I think that I really want to get off the bottom of that table because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the club. You know, if you look what we did last season and getting into the top 8, to be bottom of the Europa League it's not a good look. Like we've spent so many years over the last number of years building our reputation up again in Europe, and this season under these absolute clowns we're chucking that all away. So I think we definitely need that win. Do you think the crowd is going to be up for it tonight? I know there's a lot of talk about obviously Patrick Stewart and Kevin Thelwell not being there, and therefore we're released from the cancer that they were to the club. Do you think that the fans are going to still turn up on a game where in some people's minds will be a game that doesn't really mean anything because they feel like we're not going to qualify anyway?
Sorry, I was sharing there. It's a weird one. I think the fans are just going to be relieved that Thelwell and Stewart's gone, and I think with Roma and the other European games, it's been kind of forced. The atmosphere was still good, but I think that atmosphere was a bit forced. I think that it'll be a natural atmosphere, and the fans are on side again with the board. They're on side with Diana Rowe as it is, and and I'm hoping that with Thelwell gone, the pressure might be off Shamiti a little bit because Thelwell is that was going to be Thelwell is always Thelwell signing, etc. Now he's gone. Hopefully that not that Shamiti might draw much attention to it, but I'm hoping that will be a bit of a relief for Shamiti. Maybe see him more relaxed. But there's got to be a game where it clicks.
I just don't think he's good enough. I look at him and I think you're not a top level footballer. You shouldn't be playing for Rangers. You should be second division Spanish side or something like that. But you're not at this level. That's what I see every time I watch him play. If you compare him to the likes of Morelos, the way that he could hold the ball up, the way that he could turn a defender, his link up play, and then you look at Shamiti and you're trying to chest the ball down and the ball's flying 20 yards, the other direction. You think, is this the best that we've got? Is this what we paid 8 million for? I mean, Morelos cost us 1 million. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's just. But the one player that I am looking forward to seeing is Fernandez, because he has had to wait for his opportunity, and he's got it now due to obviously the injury to Cornelius. This is a good opportunity for him to show us that he can actually play at this level, because we're going to need him to step up. If he can't step up between now and when Cornelius is back, he's going to need to go out on loan, and we're going to need to bring someone else in January that can. So it's a massive opportunity for him. And like I say, we need at least, because I was looking at the squad yesterday and I'm like, who's actually a success story from all of the players that we signed in the summer? Potentially Gassam, but we're sort of forcing that issue. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's scoring.
He's the best of the bunch.
He's the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, he's the best of the bunch, and that's a sad state of affairs when you've pumped 30-40 million into signings.
I know. So I'm just trying to cling on to anything else that we can probably look at as a positive. And if Fernandez, I mean, look at the size of him. If he can turn out to be a really good defender for us, because he's going to be an asset in both boxes because of his size, then that's going to be really positive and something that we can sort of cling on to, and something that we can build off as well. Try and find a partner for him in January to play on the right hand side. Because I'm not convinced by Giga, and I think maybe if we can get someone else in on the right hand side, he can go back to Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been about positivity. We'll be finished with a prediction then. I know people are probably wanting to go and soak up the atmosphere of the game. So I'll go first because I'm going to say 3-1 Rangers, and I'm going to say Danilo, Shamiti, and Diomande to score. The people have been criticising. Yeah. I'm going to say they get it up you, and they're going to each score a goal, and it's going to be 3-1 to Rangers.
That's really optimistic. But I'm going to be not as optimistic, but still optimistic. I'm going to go 2-1. I feel like we will start well. We'll get the first goal, and I'm going to go with Danilo, and then I'm going for like big man Fernandez to nick it near the end with a set piece, 2-1, and let's keep building on this momentum into the game at the weekend against Falkirk for another 3 points in that game. So shall we wrap up there then?
Yeah, wherever you are watching the game, stay safe, enjoy the game.
Yeah. And it's been a pleasure. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It massively helps us. And we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.